Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna start it with the tape as usual applied, and today I'm gonna use two different concealers because I don't have the correct shade of both the concealer. One I'm using the NYB concealer, and other I'm using the same uh, Swiss Beauty concealer in shade number 2. My actual shade is shade number 4, but today I'm using shade number 2. So I'm using the Blue Heaven sponge just to make sure that it is perfectly blended. I usually make sure that you see every step of blending in the real time. I don't want to skip the blending part, so I'm just making sure that it is blending properly because I don't generally use eyeshadow primer. I just use concealers that acts as a tacky base for the eyeshadow to stick properly. So I have just blended it. So now we're gonna start with any red tone brown shade. You can actually use any brown shade. Actually on camera that appears a little bit of reddish, but I promise you it is actually a brown shade. I'm just using soft circular motion just to blend it out properly. Again, it is in the real time. I don't want to skip that process because you have to see clearly how much time it takes to blend out. Once you get hang with the blending, just add little more. Don't start with a very heavy hand. Add little more, as much as you want and as deep as you want the color on your eyelid, and blend it. So now I'm using a dome shaped brush, just a little bit of denser brush to make sure that my blending is properly. I'm using a little bit of dark brown shade than that of my crease color, and making sure to make a wing out of it, a thick wing, so that we can further blend it out with a fluffy brush. I'm just making sure a little by little that the wing is properly in place, and I'm using it a little bit further in my eyelid, almost half to that. You can be messy with it because at the- after that we're gonna blend it properly. So I'm using little by little just to make sure that the intensity of the brown color is properly. Now I'm gonna using a blending brush to make sure that the front of the wing is properly been dispersed and been blended into the color so it seamlessly transits. After that, I'm using a white shade, any white shade in your palette, and making a kind of a cut crease from the inner corner to the middle of the shade. That white shade is not very pigmented because I have just an intention to make it all matte, because you just can't wear a sparkly shade or just a boom bam glitter on your eyes on your normal working days. So I'm just building the white shade on up so that it looks a transition from light to dark and your eyes a little bit more pop up. You can use any lighter like yellows or a little red color. You can use it to make the transition. Now I have removed the tape, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of the brown color that was in the crease just to connect it to the upper wing that we applied. Here just make sure that it is completely blended. If you don't want a very low that outer line, you can use color, or you can't use color on the lower lash line, but I generally like the very smoked out effect, so I'm using a little by little color just to make sure that it is completely on the same intensity as of the upper uh, la- wing, and you can use your hands to tap off and make sure that it is completely blended at the these. Here I'm using any black. You can use any black eyeliner. I suppose you used a black kajal, so I'm using that to roughly make eyeliner kind of situation. Here my eyes are not so steady, so they are not so perfect. You don't need to get it perfect because now we are gonna blend it, smoke it out to make sure that it is completely clear. So now we're gonna start again with the black eyeliner. Here just don't make a strict line, just make any line, and you just have to blend it after some time. So I'm using again a brush to blend it out. Make sure you're blending out in not a circular motion, just to and fro motion, because circular motion will blend it out again on the upper crease. We don't want it blending out on the upper crease right now. So I'm just blending it out on the lower crease and making sure that it is blending out, and same as the wing we made. So I'm just blending in through the wing that was made. So I'm adding more wherever I want. That is the key of blending, that a little by little at a time. Don't add a lot, because it would be hard to take off then to add something on. So now we're gonna again start by blending it out, really slowly blend it out. Again, I have dragged it a little bit on my lower lash line also. I will drag it a little bit on my lower lash line. Don't be stressed, the brush is not that hard. I'm just adding a little by little pressure to make sure that it is completely blended. Again, you can take your time, because I have taken my time just to make sure it is completely blended. Just make sure that how dark you want, add a little by little more, or you could add a little less. Now I'm just gonna use a blending brush just to make sure that the black is not does not have a harsh line or a harsh edge. I'm just going to blend it. Again, now I love to have a wing type of a situation. So here I'm again just adding a little bit on the edge of my eye, just to make a little bit darker wing. So here we are again using the wing to make sure that the brush to make sure that the wing is completely perfect. I liked it in that situation. However, like you may add more or may add less as per your liking. So I added a little bit more on the wing because I like a wing situation, as you know. So here we are again blending it out to the perfection. And now I have applied a little bit of highlighter on my inner corner, just to make sure that it is highlighted. I have a hooded eye, so I like my inner corner to be boom bam, just to make sure that my eyes look a little big. I've just applied a little bit on my brow bone, and I'm using the same blending brushes to make sure it everything is blended. If nothing, you can usually add color just to make sure it is completely blended. And now I'm using eyelashes. So guys, here we are with the lashes. You can add or not add lashes as per your liking. I would be linking all the products I use in the description box below. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more content. Okay, thank you. Bye.